What is happening, my hippie trippies? My hippie trippies. I keep saying hippie trippies. It's going to be one of those things that I say forever now. What's going on, my trippy hippies? It is Tammy coming to you live and all of my shiny face glory today, apparently, on Sunday morning for Sunday sermon. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm live in a bunch of places today. So please do me a favor as you jump on here. Say hello. Tell me where you're watching from and drop us a grateful fed in the comments. We are so close to wrapping up 2023, and I feel like we've accomplished so much, but yet we have so much more to do. And as I came in today, I was, of course, you can see we're a little late going live this morning, which I say we're never late, we're always on time. But we are 10:30-ish, going 10:41 actually, a little later than even I thought. Good morning, my friend. Good morning, Norma Jean from Abilene. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Be like Norma Jean, be like Elizabeth Clark today. When you jump on here, say hello. Tell us where you are watching from. This is way more fun with friends. Do me a favor, tag a friend if you can. If you're in a place where you can share this out, you see the share button below, share it out. If you can't, we understand. We are live on my public page. So if you're friends with me, you should be able to see this. We're live on the Grateful Fed Catering page. If you follow our business, you should be able to see us there. We're live on the Home Therapy business page. So if you're part of our healing community and our plant-based medicine community, you should see us there. Our private group, our membership, as well as the TAMunity. And starting this week, we'll also be able to go live from Instagram. So we'll be able to hit all of those platforms because, meet people where they are, right? So good morning to Norma Jean. Good morning. Good morning to Elizabeth Clark from Crew, Virginia. Good morning to Miss Heather Johns up in Toledo, Ohio. I'm so glad everybody is here this morning. Please do me a favor, hit that like button. The thumbs up helps people find it. Tag a friend in the comments. Continue to comment and speak. Say hi. If you're watching this over on YouTube, make sure you hit that little subscribe button, the thumbs up. I'm hoping to really work on getting our social media channels a little bit more robust. I'm going to put a little note in couple of our groups that I'm live for Sunday sermon. I like to let the team know as well. Sometimes they forget and they want to hop on. If able, come help my algorithm. I always, I used to get really in my head, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once. And I'm trying to help my algo rhythm. There we go. All right. So hello. I used to get like really inside my head when we would do these lives because, I go live kind of often. I used to go live all the time, like every day almost. And sometimes there'd be one person watching, sometimes there'd be 100 people watching. And I used to really I get all in my feelings about the fact that, I have something like the universe has given me this message. God has said, this is part of your testimony, is part of this, right? You sharing this with people is part of your calling. And people see it when they need it. Yeah, and that's what I'm going to say, right? I used to get really in my head about it. And I talk to God all the time. I talk to the universe, talk to source. I ask the questions. Sometimes people think I'm crazy because I'm talking out loud. Red's like, what did you say? I'm like, I'm not talking to you. He's like, who are you talking to? I'm like, the universe. He's like, okay, do you boo-boo, right? I used to get really in my head. And one day the universe said to me, God said to me, whatever you want to say, whatever it is, I didn't ask you to tell it to everybody. I told you I had a message for you and I need you to deliver it. That was your only job. The rest of it was none of your concern, right? The person who heard it was supposed to hear it. The message is there and it'll be found when it is to be found. There are reasons for it. And a good example of this, I'm going to share this with you all this morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. I see some more people on here this morning. We've got Katie Shaw down in Florida watching us this morning. And then I see a couple more people. So as you do jump on here today, do us a favor and do what it says below. This is way more fun with friends. It really helps me out a lot. It costs nothing to say hello and to tell us where you're watching from today, right? So please tag a friend, do those things, and really help us out. And here's the thing, like your friend may not get that tag today, but the friend that popped into your head to tag may need to hear this message today. And that's what the universe is telling me when I used to get really worked up about who was watching, how many people. And I watch lives now, right? And I remember being that person sitting in that live and saying, I'm going to wait till about 10 people get on to the story. I'm going to wait for this. I'm going to wait for that. I'm going to wait for this. And I'm like, I wait for no one, right? The universe is like, wait for no one, right? I text Tabby to get her to tune in on YouTube. I don't know if she's I don't know, out in Greek. Do y'all have internet out there? I didn't know she followed any of this stuff. A little caffeine this morning. I was out of my Splenda for my coffee, so I came in this morning and needed something cold and caffeinated. So I grabbed a Diet Pepsi. Don't judge me. I've had water. But it's not about having 100-person audience. The universe, God, again, if you're new tuning in here on Sunday sermon, we always say, I don't boo anybody's beautiful. I don't yuck anybody's yum. So whatever word you use to describe the higher power, divinity, spirituality is different than religion. So like I said, I don't boo anybody's beautiful. I don't yuck anybody's yum. Whatever your belief system is, should be your belief system, because everyone's walk with the divine is their own personal walk with the divine. I personally believe in namaste. And I say this all the time. It's like the divinity within me recognizes the divinity within you. And basically what that says is that we all have soul. We all have a soul's purpose, and we have we're all related. We're all part of the human race, all part of mankind. We should just treat each other with kindness. And I believe operating from a place of do unto others and recognize that each person has God. You're all parts of God to me, and therefore I cherish you just like I do everything else. There is no F. Hang on. People see it within Tabby get able. Okay, I have Wi-Fi. Okay, perfect. There is, I don't know what that is. Hello, Sarah. I hope you're feeling better. I know you've been having some medical stuff going on lately and all that. So I've been sending like lots of good love out to you. But it is not for me to worry about, right? It's not for me to stress over that. God said, Tammy, I didn't ask you to go out and like get in on a pulpit like Joel Osteen and like get a mega. I didn't ask that. He's like, not she, whatever, right? The universe said, I didn't say that. I said, here's a message that you need to go live and do. And the last couple of months, actually the last year or so, I've kind of given into that a while ago. It's probably about over a year and a half ago now. I told this story, and some of you may have heard it. Some of you new may not have. We are going from our Hometown Hippie. We used to do a box called the Munchie of the Month box. Anybody remember the Munchie of the Month box? Can I get a hell yes? What was your favorite Munchie of the Month box? We did a monthly subscription box, which had a little woo-woo in it and some plant-based medicine. And it was basically saying, hey, and the month I'm specifically talking about is April of 2022. So April of 2022 is when we sent out the April Showers Bring May Flowers box. And the April Showers Bring May Flowers box was every month the box was a homage to something that mattered, something that was important in that month, all of that, right? And the seeds, yes, the seeds, I love it, the seeds. So what I found out was, in the grand scheme of the world, there's been an issue with pollinators like honeybees and things like that, because as we overpopulate the world. Good morning, Amanda Giorgetti. About time we saw your face. I love that little avatar. Like, I need one of those for sure. But April 2022, the Munchie of the Month box, we always did something for like a giving cause in the boxes. And I worked with this Be Kind company, and it was a box. I got like a bulk, huge pack of wildflower seeds. And in that box had instructions on how to put your flowers out in April, put your wildflowers out in April, and then be able to April showers bring May flowers, and then the honeybees, and we were going to be of service to the be of service to the planet, as well as enjoying our little treats. And it was just a little fun thing to do. And during this time is when I was kind of inside my head about like, people have been coming out of pandemic. Their viewership online had gone down. So I was used to going live and having 20, 30 people in a live and chatting and having this robust conversation, to people really getting back out into the universe, into the world, which is exactly what they were supposed to be doing. But it was a me thing, not a you thing, right? So I was like, I don't know why I'm doing this, like getting in that place of negativity, right? Getting in that place of what is this all for? Anybody ever been to that place like, no good deed left, no good deed is done unpunished or something, or no good deed goes unpunished, right? Like you felt like you're doing the right things and you're just not seeing the results. Like like I'm doing it, like I'm staying positive, I'm doing these things, and you start getting into that why stage, right? Like I'm drinking my water, maybe it's a diet, like I'm famous for that, like doing a diet and then hitting a plateau and like, why am I doing this, why am I doing all these things, right? So and everything blooms when it is ready, right? Even us as people, exactly. And I was pouring into people, I was pouring into things, I was really I was really at that place where my battery was about empty, right? My bulb was about dim. My cup was not running over. My cup was definitely a little less than empty, a little close to empty, a little less than empty probably. And I knew I needed to kind of get my feet in the dirt and kind of recharge myself because I was really feeling like, what's the point? And so I sent this box of seeds out, like I said, in April, these April showers, and this was probably August or September, or late August, early September. And when I had gotten those seeds, I also made sure that I planted mine and I did mine correctly. Like as I tell the story, we had this big pothole in our yard. And for those of you who were coming to my house, for those of you who were back in that time, we were doing this from my house. So all the pickups were coming down my driveway. Everybody that was picking up their order was coming to my house and leaving. You probably either got stuck in that pothole or you got mud splashed because of the pothole. We pulled some people out when it rained, all of that stuff. And so as our growing started, when we started, really growing and cultivating, and Red was really providing us all of our medicine products to be able to do all of our things, right? We had all this extra like soil that had been spent from we did buckets above ground. So we took all this high end, like nutrients rich soil that we had leftovers that were coming out of buckets to change things around. And I started filling in that pothole with like our spent soils and adding some nutrients to them. And like, I'm thinking this is the perfect spot, right? To plant these flowers, to do the things. And I had a whole meaning behind it because the pothole was huge in our yard, and I was going through a phase of learning about some things. Have you ever heard of wabi sabi? Anybody ever heard of wabi sabi? Because anybody know what that is in the comments? I'm gonna give you a second to answer that. I have called it everything but what it was supposed to be called, and I'm hoping that's the actual name of it. Does anybody know what that is? I know we're a little delayed, so I want to give you a moment to answer that question, what wabi sabi is. And that's what I was kind of doing. And this is kind of the idea of this whole thing. I'm trying to give you all a moment to answer that question. So wabi sabi, just I guess we need another, nobody's really answering it. It's probably going to come through as soon as I start explaining it, which is fine. People have to take a second to type. I'm trying to pull this all the way down. So what wabi sabi is, it's like a Japanese philosophy. I don't want to like say what I know what it is, but I don't want to like give like technical things because I never say words right. So basically, wabi sabi is the idea of, right, that something that has been broken and then mended is better because it is stronger because it has been healed, right? And most of the time they repaired it with like gold, or they would repair something with like a fine metal because it then had character. No, it then had character, and it was basically saying that when you when something is whole and then broken, like something valuable is broken and then it comes back together, that it has more value. Goldfield, yes. So it has more value now that it has been repaired because it used gold to, the strength of the repair, right? The strength of the repair makes it more valuable and a better, more valuable thing, right? Better and stronger than the original, right? So my thought was, right, is that we're taking this big old pothole in our yard that everybody coming to get their medicine has like gotten stuck in and all the things, and we're going to make it a better piece of earth with these like nutrient rich soils that we're filling in this hole with. I'm going to keep packing it in there. And what better place to grow to plant these little wildflower seeds than in this spot, right? And as the months went on and the everything else bloomed everywhere else, and my little wildflower seeds did not do anything. I'd go out every day and kind of look at that little spot, and nothing would be there, and I just kind of get depressed. And here I am months later thinking, I'm like, the seeds didn't work. I just wasted all this energy, all these great deeds that I'm trying to, like, everything that I feel like I'm trying to put into the universe. And I was like outside having one of those, what I call Lieutenant Dan moments. Anybody ever had, yes or no, in the comments, like a Lieutenant Dan moment? Anybody want to share like what it was over? Like when you had that moment, like, what else do you want from me? Like it was, I went out into my yard that day and I was just, I told everybody, I was like, I think it was like a Wednesday. And I said, hey, come in an hour later. I need an hour this morning without anybody here. I'm just having a day. Like, give me a minute. I told Mel, just don't come in today. Just give me an hour, right? Come in a little later. And I, more often than you prefer, right? I had a Lieutenant Dan moment. I was like, I feel like I was looking for, this is like in September, October, I'm sorry. It was definitely in August, right? Yeah, definitely in August when this happened. And it was a windy, like there was like it was one of those days when it felt like a storm was in the air, but it was still really warm and the sun was out, but it wasn't, if that makes sense, like the end of summer kind of feel. It wasn't even like a super hot, humid day. It was, just one of those weird, stormy kind of, the day felt exactly like I felt, right? Yep. Yes. If you're going to give me shit, give it all to me now. And I was out there and I went out to this little spot of grass. It's over by the tree line in my yard, a little private spot my little spot, the place that I hug the trees. And I really was like, put my hands up and it's like, I just was like, I'm going to just give something to each element, the north, the south, the east, the west. I'm going to conjure the wind. I need to understand, like, am I forcing this? Am I not doing it? And I think I've told you this. I didn't feel like, I was like, am I crazy? Are these messages not, just things that I'm thinking? I was really at that place. Like none of this made sense. Like, I'm like, I've done these things. And like Elizabeth Clark, you remember we talked about this, is like Elizabeth had like, people had like invested time and just kind of fell off and were just like MIA. And like they said, I want this. And other people were like, yes. And then other people, it was a whole lot of like things, just like people had like cussed me out because I didn't want to give them credit. It was a really bad couple of, just things seemed really shitty. Right. It just seemed like everything I was doing was like, was it not for the right? I was really questioning everything within me. Like, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I was questioning everything. And I was standing there with my hands up just saying, God, please. I'm like, I don't know what else to do. Right. Yes. I love this. Right. Um, a little bit of that right now, but knowing God and universe are in control and everything will work out how it's supposed to for all. Sometimes, and this is what I'll tell you, Sarah, because this is what the story's about, right? Out of that chaos, and we talk about this sometimes in like our other things, we get to that place where things are going to expand and get better. It feels like this, like it's like, like, is it going to blow or get bigger? Like, in a movie when like the bomb's going to blow and all the chaos is happening right before like whatever's going to happen. That's how it felt then. I'm guessing that's kind of what's happening for you here, right? And here's, Heather, and so I was really like thinking like maybe I just stop this nonsense. Let's go to what it is. Call it what it is. Call a spade a spade. I'm like, I really want to make a difference in people's lives, and I think that they're just here for the plant-based. They're just here for the pot. They don't care about any of the rest of it. Like it's just to appease me to be able to go out and do what they want. Like they're not taking the affirmations. They're not taking any of the things that we put into it. This is right at the Reiki time, and the universe. I mean, I could hear. Normally, when I say I hear it, this is kind of like a knowing, right? And sometimes I hear it, and I heard God speak, or someone's angel helper, whatever it may be, said, "Look down. Look down." And I looked down, and right below my feet, where I was putting my feet in the dirt, in that good dirt where nothing grows, but there's good dirt there. I know it was good dirt there, that wabi-sabi dirt, right? There was all these little sprouts, all these little wildflower sprouts starting to bloom. And God said to me, because it was going to storm, it was like all the things were happening, right? And in that moment, it was like an epiphany. Um, it's not your job. You're not in control of how anybody else grows. You're not responsible for when people bloom. You're responsible for planting the seed, providing water, providing light. And the way that you provide water and you provide light, or you nourish that seed, is by living that way. Your actions. Don't worry about what you say to people, right? You plant the seed, give the message I give you, then you live your life in a way of integrity. What you say, what you think, and what you do align. And to the rest of it, if you walk in that path, nothing else matters. If you walk with an integrity, everything else will take care of itself. Because walking in integrity is walking in faith, and you cannot walk in faith and live in fear. And the fear of what ifs, the fear if, what about that person, the fear of looking this way and looking that way, right? And that goes to the other story, right? There was a man, there's a story about these two people, and they said, like, when are you the closest? And we're walking beside each other as a partnership, but both have our eyes forward. If you go where your eyes go, you're looking your eyes on the prize, right? And that's as close as you are. But when you're worried about what this person is doing and you have your eyes on this person, where your eyes go, you go. Think about this. If you look over here, then guess where you go? You go as far away from that person as you can, from that path that you're on. Stop worrying about what other people are doing. Live in integrity. Step out in faith. Let go of the fear. Know that, like Sarah said, right here, going through a little bit right now, knowing that God and the universe are in control and everything will work out how it is supposed to for all of us. Our relationship is definitely getting stronger now that we're taking time for our family and not stressing everything. We also are realizing that we can't control the other party and the consequences are not on us. Exactly, right? When you keep your eye on the prize. When you keep your eye on the prize. Elizabeth Clark, no. Because of you are back on track. That is the only person who controls whether you are back on track or not. I am going to plant the seed. I am going to live my life with an integrity. And if you choose to keep your eye on your prize, you're going to be back on track. We're going to always provide a safe haven and a place for people to come and get water and get fuel and to recharge your battery, but never give away the fact that every single person and you are in your life right now, it is every piece of that is of your own doing. Give none of that. Your failures are not mine and your successes are not mine. That is because of you, and you made those choices and you decided to walk within your integrity and to be the person that you knew that you wanted to be. When you think, what you do, and what you say are all the same thing, that is considered walking or being within integrity, right? That power, exactly what I was just saying. That power is yours, Elizabeth Clark. I take no responsibility for that. And that's what this story is about, right? Ego wanted me to be personally connected to all of the seeds that I planted. God said, you don't go into the ground and grow for them. You cannot do that. That is you. That is not them. That is ego wanting you to control that. Let go of that, right? And as of late, right, this is a practice, and things come up to be renowned the place that they need to be renowned. And this morning, as I was driving in here and getting ready to do Sunday sermon, I was coming late. And usually I'm really like, I feel some kind of way about not being here at 10 o'clock to do Sunday sermon. This morning, I never felt pressured at home. I never felt rushed to get here. When I got here and I needed to do a few things before I started, I said, you know what? I will go live exactly when I'm supposed to go live. I would have been live at 11 or 10:30, but I found that you could also go live on Instagram. So I was going to add that destination. It didn't work out. I was like, did not let myself get upset. I said, you know what? Let me just take this off real quick. I'll read up on this after this live. Today's not the day to go on Instagram live. I doubt anybody will see it over there. Nobody's expecting it over there. Let's do a little preview run on that by itself. We'll do something on Instagram, maybe do something with the food, use that for that reason. So no big deal, right? So when I came in today, I really knew that I needed to clear some energy because my energy's not felt exactly 100% this week. I I am also at a growth space in my life, from a place of having to step into the power of making those more hard financial decisions. It's the end of the year. We got to do an autopsy of the year. Where are we bleeding money? Where are we? All the things I don't like to do. I have to step into that power, and I have been, in a place of a little bit of anxiety about it. And this morning, I said to myself, "It is just money." I said, if I stress over money, if I chase it, it'll run from me. And we talk about this. I've talked about this a lot. Some of you may or may not have heard that. If you're one of those people out there today that's stressing over money, right? Over anything, right? The thing that you are going to chase, things that you chase run from you. And indicative of the word chase it, right? You're chasing it, chasing a dollar. I've heard that more. I'm going to cry over that. I have heard so many people who love me, very close to me, who love me. I know they love me, right? Sometimes they love me, but they do not 100% understand me, or they do not, and I don't care. I used to get really worked up about what people thought, right? What people thought. But when I hear people say, you're going to run yourself ragged chasing a dollar. And then when I try to say, I'm not chasing a dollar, this is what I'm doing, and this is why I'm doing it, this is what the dollar is for. And then I'm just like, why am I sitting here trying to convince that person that I'm not chasing a dollar? Guess what I'm making? I'm making dollars. What I do with those dollars is none of their business. If they want to see what I do is me running myself ragged, chasing a dollar, then that is on them. That is a them problem, not a me problem, right? It's like this. I saw this video. I've been crying a lot because my emotions are I have a lot in me, right? Just a lot of big emotions right now. This time of year, I get really, really, really sentimental about everything. And I allow myself just to have tears when I need them. And I have a lot of them lately. And today will be no different. But there was a TikTok or a reel or something. I was doom scrolling, and there's a little boy, and they said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And he says, "A doctor." She says, "Oh, do you know how much you'll make? How much do you want to make?" He says, "I'll make people feel better." And this world puts so much value on dollars and cents, right? Um, that it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. But dollars and cents are how we make a difference right now in the way that the world is. We're trying to move to a place where that's not the way that you make a difference. You can make a difference by being present, not giving a present. But right now, I have to have dollars and cents to be able to do the things within, operate within both places and within integrity, as well as in the world where you have to pay for things. But as we come into this season, I came in this morning and I was like, my energy, I have a lot of just like tired energy and things that just have to be processed out, have to be released, have to be moved through. Things that we have to, in my opinion, are going to be areas of opportunity moving into the new year, and love and light. And so I came in this morning and I was like, I have a lot of stuff in my head, And I was like, let me clear the energy. And I lit my Palo Santo today. I pulled that up here. I think it's still smoking when I went on here. And I said, just let me clear this energy out. And I said, please, I'm calling in everybody, just calling in my angels, guides, and helpers to come in and make me a clear, perfect channel. Before I came on here, I pulled a card. And this is not our crystal card for the group today, but is with the sermon. This is what helped me to get centered to be able to give the sermon. This is the card that I pulled this morning. It was Apophyllite, right? Apophyllite, and it's to stay positive, right? Yep, you have all you. And we're going to talk about that. I'm going to come with that in just a second, Elizabeth. Hold that thought, okay? This card said, keep your head up and your hopes high, right? Instead of focusing on all the things that can go wrong, it's important to focus on all the things that can go right. Direct your attention to all the positives in your life. Elizabeth, listen to this, right? And allow them to motivate you. Stay grateful in the moment. Allow yourself to be excited about a prospect or opportunity, why ruin all the fun with second guessing and what ifs? A positive mindset, one centered on hope rather than fear, can overcome almost anything. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. Let it flow towards the positive. And in that moment, I was like, wow. I was like, all of the things that I'm holding on to, the what ifs, the what if I say this and they get mad and they don't want to be here because I'm this or I'm that or I'm this or I'm that. I'm like, that's just their decision, right? I knew walking into this, I had no idea what this was going to be, right? I had no idea how this was going to really turn out. I have all these big ideas, and we just keep putting one thing into play after the other, and hoping that it organically just kind of morphs into the thing that it's supposed to be. And I was like, it's not happening like it's supposed to. I mean, this week I have 100% been looking at this going, wow, this is not blah, blah. And then I was like, let me stop. And my memories from a year ago came up. Interesting how the universe does it, right? And I'm like, wow. I was like, I have 10 full-time, mostly full-time employees. I have I know at least 5 part-time event staffers. We have thousands of clients that we work with food throughout the year. Um, we we have helped our community. We have given back. Um, like Elizabeth said, right here, right? I was chasing money. I'm not gonna stay up until Thursday, but she was because of her ego, among other reasons. She's been overwhelmed with emotions. She had sort of epiphany that she was able to see that she has everything she needs, including shelter, food, and her bills are paid. It's just money, right? It's just money. Um, it's just money. And Sarah says, I've been gripping a lot this week. And then my guides came into my dreams last night and said, hey, you can't change what she does. And you and Andrew are going to go do his best in the law. Exactly. Right. Um, if was a fifth, we would all be drunk. Right. Exactly. Susie says, in my Advent box was a gift of 2 stones, tiger's eye and amethyst. I've carried these 2 stones in boxes. I got them in the plane and my foot. That's amazing. We put on infusion blessings on those, and I'm going to tell you, I want you all to give all of our community a big old love for that. I had amethyst tumbles and tiger's eye tumbles that I got from my Mystic Moons. Heather brought some more for my birthday that we have a whole collection of like tumbles and things that she brought. She always donates out. So we took those, all of the people who are Reiki attuned here, and we held those with the boxes. I said, tiger's eye, we pray into those Advent boxes. We actually, so everybody knows, starting in the new year, my hometown hippie team is much more diligent because this started with the medicine. It started with the healing. That's the healing business. And I know that we have some things coming up. I'm still behind on getting everything updated. I'm working on it. It'll drop exactly when it's supposed to drop. But you all are healing clients, and next year everything will be based on working with your Reiki healer through your boxes. And the Grateful Fed, whenever it was just small, and we were in their kitchen, but we grew so quickly this year. It just kind of expanded so quickly this year that we sometimes, and personally, I know this for a fact, that we lose track of the calming and the praying over everything. So that's why with the hometown hippie, everything was done for the Advent boxes. With Grateful Fed in 2024, that same exact moment is taken with each plate of food that goes out. In a more ritualistic way. That's something we're going to talk about tomorrow. I told my mama today it's not bad. It's just different. Yeah. But when we did the Advent boxes, everyone came in here. We took a moment. We cleared the energy. We all held our our energy. We got our hands all heated up. You know, we brought our chi energy in, and we prayed a blessing of protection with the tiger's eye, and a blessing of healing with the amethyst. And we asked that we go into this month, that we go into the next year, that the community is protected, that they are healed, that they have abundance, that that they can walk with an integrity, that any relationship that's not to their highest and best leaves their atmosphere in a gentle and kind way. Any job that didn't suit them, they got the right opportunities, that the right love came. We really took a moment, and everybody confirmed the energy, and everybody, so be it and so it is. We really combined energies on those boxes. And we do that on the healing boxes as well. And Selena had a feedback. We put one together, and a lady who had not ran in over 20 years ran a 5K and never felt better. And so we really know that the healing is working on that, right? The message that I took from that for me today, right? The message that I took, so many of you needed this message today from this apophyllite, right? Was about that, right? Where your mind goes, your energy flows. So when I came in here and I was like, what am I going to do with this? I was like, you know what? It is all fine. Walking in integrity means saying, doing, and speaking, thinking, and doing all the same things. It's all exactly what you feel. And I need to trust and have faith in the universe, and to everybody else, that everyone else in my atmosphere, that anything that has to do with you all, my team, my family, everybody else has the same ability, right, to make the choices that are to their highest and best. If my team feels pushed, if my community feels pushed, maybe out of their comfort zone, the message that I got was nothing. Growth comes from being uncomfortable. So if you're living in your comfort zone, then you're not growing. And one of the things that we pride ourselves on in My Integrity is that we're always working to become the best version of ourselves. That's how I want to be able to ascend. We want to raise our vibration. And that's what I mean by that, is like, our mission statement is that we are spreading love and light with every bite, that we are raising the collective vibration one human person at a time. That's what the power of one is. And that we as a culture of restaurant, culinarians, whatever, as a community of like-minded, grateful fed family members, I am never going to not hold our feet to the fire as the leader. If I'm the leader of this group, right, that is always going to be my integrity, is to hold everyone to the highest standard, because you deserve to treat yourself like the best, because you are. When you act like the best, you are the best. So act as if, right? Act as if. Doesn't mean that you're better than anybody else, right? It just means that you're the best version of you. I'm not saying the best better than somebody else. I'm saying that I always strive to be the best version of me. And when I mean the best version of myself, it means a time when I'm happy. Being the best me means I'm happy, right? That I am in flow, and that things are just working, right? And that I am allowing, and I'm in flow. So when I talk about that, sometimes when you're struggling, when you're requested to be within flow, I can't force you into flow. That's something that you have to make the decision to do. Whether you're here as a client, whether you're a team member of mine, whether you're my friend, whatever, right? Your flow may be flowing downhill. My flow might be flowing uphill, and two things can be true. And me trying to hold on to that, whether it be somebody that's in our group that needs some time to go figure out what their flow looks like, and I don't worried about my job is to plant the seed. My job is not to worry about trying to please everybody, right? But is to stay positive, and to water and feed by living my integrity. And my integrity is not to half-ass it. So as I stress over going into the next year, I'm like, hey, I didn't get this far just to get this far. God's got this. The universe has this. There's the people that are put into our path that are here are meant to be here. They will rise to the occasion. They will flow into the flow, right? They'll flow into the flow. And I am not going to allow, the mission statement of what we're building here. This is what matters to me. Not every piece of you, every piece of energy that every person who's in our community, in our Grateful Fed family, in our atmosphere, whether it be community members who support us by sharing posts and eating with us, or people who have been here from the beginning who come in when we need help, and like Norma Jean will come wash a cutting board bigger than her and won't take a payment for it, or Elizabeth who comes in here and sets and trims, or Heather who drives or flies from Ohio just to be here for every big event that we do and supports all of our charitable giving, or Susie who, again, even though out of state, always shows up for lives and shares and purchases products and lets the plant-based healing work for her and tells people about it and has her testimony. Whatever your role is, right? Do it in your own way. Do it to the thing that suits and feels good to you. And know that we all know, right? I say this to my team all the time. I'm like, what is meant to be will be. And if this is not the right place for you, then okay, it's okay. Sometimes people come and they go, they ebb and they flow. But I have to stop worrying, right? Just like you have to stop worrying. Because how many people out there right now are worried about Christmas not being enough? Who are worried about this not working right? Or who's worried about this not happening the way it's supposed to happen? Or who's worried about, well, if I say this, they're not going to want to come around me, so I got to say this. Who is navigating any of these, like trying to put yourself in a box or trying to do something that does not feel comfortable to you because you think that's what somebody else wants of you? This is the time of the holiday season, right, to remain positive, to remain true to yourself, and remain walking in faith. I'm going to use this as an example. If you never say the words that you listen, if you never say and never speak what you want, how are you ever going to get what you want? If you can't verbalize and you can't live in your truth, I want you today, if you're like, I don't know what I want, so I'm just going to go with it. I want you to take some time in this season to really think about who you are and what integrity looks like to you. What are your points for integrity? My only goal in 2024, I don't want to call them resolutions. I always do my New Year in October for my birthday, but as we wind up this year, I want some of you to really think about that, right? I brought my work home. I love it. I want you to this season, right? I want you to really think about, like, what does it mean for you to be within integrity? What I want you to, nothing you have to share with anybody, but I think that's a great journal opportunity. Is, what are my principles? What are my core principles? Right? What are the things that where am I vibing at? Right? Do a vibe check. Do your own personal vibe check. I've been doing my own personal vibe check, right? And this little bit is like, stay positive, know that everything is fine. I get very anxious. I took a moment yesterday. I said, hey, to the people I work with yesterday, I've not worked a line in a long time, and I was not 100% pleased with the food I was putting out. My grill was a little hot. I didn't feel like I was able to really get a sweet spot. I got it all out. Everybody said it was delicious. It wasn't bad. It was all quality ingredients and all that stuff, but I personally was not 100% pleased with the plating of my food yesterday, my personal food. I got in my head, so I snapped at everybody else that was in the truck with me. Hey, do this. Hey, do that. Hey, do this. Because I couldn't control what I was doing, so I was trying to control what everyone else was doing. Right? That can give people whiplash. It can make people very nervous. It can really mess up the vibe of the whole situation. So after the fact, I took a moment and collected myself, and I was aggravated, and I said big words to my sister. She's my event person. Like, I have to say it to somebody. She's a person I can say it to, just lets it go in one ear and out the other. And afterwards, I said, hey, and I talked to the two people I worked with yesterday, and I was like, hey, guys. So I'm sorry if I snapped, if I did this, if I did that. This is why this happens. It's part of my anxiety. It's a trigger that I do. I'm working on it every day to get better. Now, why did I share that? Does anybody know why I shared that with the people who I snapped at and who I did? Because I'm the owner of the company. I'm the boss. I could have done that, and nobody thought, they really didn't. They were like, it's okay, it's fine, no big deal, it happens. I'm like, but no. But what I wanted, the reason that I'm very transparent, even with you all and in work, and when I sit down and talk to people, is because I wish that an adultier adult in my life, when I was that age, in my 20s, right, would have had personal accountability and would have explained to me why they were acting like they were acting, right? Or would have said to me after something, hey, you did nothing wrong today. Because I remember all the internalization of all of the criticism whenever I was on a line and all the things, if somebody was yelling at me, right? And I wanted them to know what that looks like so that as they move into being adultier adults, that they think about that, right? That they think about, why am I acting? Oh, people just act that way. I'm like, no, there's always a reason why. And I have this conversation and I was like, and I'm using me I'm not using anybody else as an example. I'm using me as an example. After the fact, I need to be accountable for that. And what I need to do is not let this continue to happen, but I need to understand it so that I don't let it happen again. We learn from our mistakes. I was uncomfortable on Saturday and I had growth out of that uncomfortableness. And in that moment, it seemed negative. But again, like this apophyllite said, right? You can focus on the positive. Focus on the positive. And I turned that around. I was like, I would still be in my head and I would do something that I couldn't afford to do to make up for the fact. That's what I was taught, right? You yell at somebody and you overreact. And the way that you say, I'm sorry, is by throwing money at it and not changing anything, but buying them something and saying, here's something because I yelled at you. Here's an extra $20. That to me is saying to somebody, your feelings are worth $20. But instead, that's not integrity to me. Integrity to me is saying, I am sorry if it made you feel this way. I will work on not allowing that to happen, but I also want you all to understand that when you are having a moment, I want you to look at the core reason of it. Like when because they all talk about, we have really robust conversations here at work about mental health and accountability and all of those things, and working together as a team and as a family. And I'm trying to teach that because what my goal is here with I talk about company culture. If you're watching this out in the world and you own a business, or you're local, or you're out in the world and you want to have a Home Therapy franchise one day, it is about building people up. And for me, it is the people who work within our organization are my true assets, right? Those are my most prized assets, are those people, because we're cultivating them to be able to help you. And if they're going to be client facing and helping our clients heal, then the biggest asset, the thing I have to invest the most time, energy, and money into, are the people who I have helping all of you, right? Power of one. I can help one person, but if I help one person, we keep doubling our numbers, then, if I can invest in these people to help us reach more people every day, then I certainly want to do that, right? And as we grow into 2024, some of this anxiety is trying to shuck off the old way of being and all of that stuff. The Hershey bar apology, I love that. That's hilarious. That is also a very much programmed way, because some people's love language is money. Some people's love language is definitely money, and they need that. That's how they've been made to feel like they're important. And for me, it's more of I see a change behavior. But we're gonna go ahead and pull our weekly card today, and we're gonna get y'all done because we're going into 48 minutes, and I know that this is a long one today, and probably not what you expected today. I don't know if I really said anything today. Just kind of talk like we normally do, but again, God said it's not your job to worry about who heard it. The person that's supposed to hear the right words heard the right words today. And it's just your job to do what I tell you to do and go live and spread the message. So we're going to pull the collective card today. We're going to do that. We have a few minutes. We are going to take some deep breaths and ground our energy today. So as we go into this last kind of week before Christmas, we are about a week from today is Christmas Eve. So this is our last Sunday sermon before the Christmas holiday. I will come live on Sunday morning for Christmas Eve Sunday sermon. I will be here cooking a full Christmas meal for someone. So we have one more Sunday sermon before the new year. I'll probably go live on New Year's Eve too, because that's a big one. So next two Sunday sermons are holiday editions. And hopefully you will be rolling into a beautiful holiday season. I have bought one person's gifts. I have purchased some things for Red. I know what I'm doing for most everybody else, but I've not done it yet. My goal was to have that all done yesterday afternoon and to spend the day today at home in the rain, just wrapping gifts and enjoying the holidays. I'll watch some movies and drink some hot cocoa, right? Life is curving for me. I just need to focus on the next move, not the end of the road. Exactly. Remember, just know the next positive step. So as we go into this week, what I want you all to do is this last big holiday push week. Number one, there's a lot of big emotions. I have a lot of people in our atmosphere right now who have lost someone close to them. I know a lot of people are working with ailing and sick family members and dealing with some hurt and heartache this holiday season, as well as rejoicing that we do have people still here with us. So today's message is this, right? I want you to take a moment to be like Elizabeth, to be like Heather, to be like those folks out there like me as well, who's trying to get ourselves grounded. And I want you to only see the beautiful things in your life right now. Where your mind goes, your energy flows. Focus on the positivity. Focus on the things that are going well. You'll get more of it, right? If you see a little dark cloud, find the silver lining, because it's important, right? Remember, if you're feeling broken apart, things that are put back together and healed, right? You heal that with that love. Love is gold to me. So we're going to send some heart energy out to you. What I want you to do this morning, if you're watching this and you're not driving, you're in a place to do this, I want you to take a few minutes and sit in your chair. Get your spine kind of straight, right? If you can, put your feet on the ground. If you're laying down or you're in the bed or you're somewhere with your feet propped up, lay back, get comfortable. I want you to start by taking a big cleansing breath through your nose, right? Letting that big air go into all those crevices in your body that have a little pain or a little ache. And then I want you to do a big exhale out through your mouth, blowing out all the tension, all the stress, all the things that are no longer serving. And I want you to continue to take those big, deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. With every breath, I want you to relax just a little bit more, starting with your jaw. The next inhale in. On that exhale, relax the jaw. On that exhale, drop your shoulders. Soften your stomach. Close your eyes. And relax into deep and steady rhythm of breathing. And as you sit this morning, I want you to clear your mind. I want you to know that everything is happening exactly as it should. You are divinely guided and protected. And that all is well. As you sit there, clearing your mind with your eyes closed, I want you to see all of the beautiful things in your life, just in your mind's eye. Vision your children, vision your family, your pet, whatever it is that brings a smile to your face. And as we pull today's crystal affirmation card, we are going to share the message. And I want you to see how this applies to your world. Today's crystal affirmation card is labradorite, and it says, see the magic. And another one jumped out with us. It's the chrysophrase, and it was allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to receive and to see the magic. So the chrysophrase jumped out first. We're going to read the allow yourself to receive. I'm going to encourage you all just to stay there in that meditative state if you can, and hear the words from these cards, and allow yourself to receive this message and see how it applies into your current situation and if it does or not. It can sometimes be easier to give than to receive, but receiving help from others is a necessary component of a healthy lifestyle. Open up to receiving as much as you can, as much as you give. Remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. There has to be a balance between give and take in all of your relationships, whether it's with friends, family, or coworkers. If you notice yourself feeling guilty or uneasy when others give to you, shift your attitude so you can embrace what they have to offer. There is magic all around. If you lift your gaze from your everyday path, you will find it around every corner. It is in the beauty of a rainbow, the mystery of the stars, a hug from a friend, and the innocence of a child's laugh. Open your eyes to the many miracles along life's journey. Be a participant in the world around you. Believe in divine timing and put your full trust in life's plan. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Take a look around, and you'll find your North Star guiding you along your way to your destiny. There's magic all around supporting me. Today, pay attention to the signs from the universe that show up in your life, letting you know you're exactly where you are meant to be. And then the last message, part of this message, I'm just doing what I'm told to do here. I allow myself to receive. Today, say thank you without hesitation or deflection to all compliments that come your way. Um, so be it and so it is. I think those are two very powerful messages today that we definitely know this season of our lives, especially this holiday season. We all want to be huge givers, but sometimes it is okay to receive. And just know that there is magic all around you. And I want you to see the beauty in the world through the eyes of the magical. Like, think about how a child sees this time of year so magical. I want you to find a little magic in your life this week and look at these things with like those eyes of innocence and try to find the magic all around you this week. We do have some journal prompts for this week. Tell me in the comments, what do y'all think about that? How is that feeling to y'all? Let me see what the labradorite the core questions are for that. Labradorite. So the yes, it is great seeing this time of year through little one's eyes. It really is. The core questions for the labradorite, the magic journaling, would be: if you could make a wish, what would you wish for? What was the last sign you received to let you know you're on the right path, right? And then with the chrysoprase, let's see what that one was. Chrysoprase, chrysoprase, CH. How's that see? The journal prompts were where do you give more than you receive? What feelings cause you to do so? What shifts can you make to create more balance in your relationships, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to know, right, that you matter in these things. Like the message I was given today, like I have to stand and do the things that I need to do in integrity. So I feel like the chrysoprase is like accept the help where it's given, walk with an integrity. If you walk with, some of us feel guilty for receiving. We do. We just have this guilt raising, like I don't deserve to receive. But I want you to know that you do. And then once you're able to accept that, I think once you're able to like accept and receive, then I believe that you will be more open to receiving the magic that is just naturally in your atmosphere. And that's what I did today. I came in here and I I smudged and I took a deep breath and I called in my angels, guides, and helpers, and they helped fill my cup to make sure that I knew that I was worthy to receive their help, and I asked for it, right? And then I was able to open my eyes and recognize the magic all around. There's magic all around you. You create your own magic. You are magical, just like you are divine individuals. You are magical creatures. Please don't forget that. Please allow others to help you and to pour into you, to help you have the confidence to stand in your magic. I love each and every one of you. I am going to be back for Wednesday night. Wednesday night, we're going to be live, probably not everywhere because I'm not going to be able to. I don't know how we're going to run that. I need some volunteers to go out and run a delivery route. People that want to come sing. I need drivers. I need singers. I need everybody. So if you want to be here at the shop on Wednesday at 4 o'clock, that's what I need you here. If you'd like to go out Christmas caroling, delivering food to the seniors, if you drive your car, I'll put gas in it. I just need help getting that done. We're doing, and if you would like to support and to sponsor a senior or eat a dinner, which is beautiful as well, buy your own dinner. And then $5 of that's going to go towards the senior dinners is how I'm going to do those. We're going to hopefully keep these 25 seniors on our adoption list. And we have 25 people right now. Hopefully we keep them for a little while. We know they're going to come in and off of that list because they are, a lot of them are in stages of life. A lot of them are not doing well. And, you know, some of them are, and we'll help them feel better. Hopefully we're going to put a lot of healing and love into those meals. This week we are doing our holiday meal. It's $15 a plate. Like I said, 5 of that's going to go towards a senior. It is turkey, stuffing, green beans, sweet potato casserole, little cranberry sauce, dinner rolls, gravy on all of it, and then a piece of pie for dessert. We're going to make coconut, pecan, and probably some pumpkin pies, and then just make a whole little like apple pies, whatever we have all the stuff for. We're going to make a bunch of like holiday themed desserts and just be able to take them out some dinner on Wednesday night. We hope to be able to roll it into next year. So if you would like to volunteer or be a part of that, bring your kids out. It shows them how to go be. They'd love to see that. Anything you want to add to those bags, handmade cards, anything to make their life a little more exciting on Christmas. And then we're going to have that open to the public as well. So I'm going to have people here that are like fixing food, people that are out delivering, all of the things. And then I would like for us all to meet back here. We're going to eat all the leftovers together. I'm going to make enough where we can have some Wednesday night, probably a later evening. We might go live from that. And then I want us all to do a big Christmas carol, and we're doing a video of it. We're going to send it out to those who couldn't see it. I have a little plan for that. I'd love for y'all to help me with this. It's a big idea. I appreciate you for thinking about helping us out with it. And I'm going to get off of here and do all the things I need to do. I'm only 1 minute over, 2 minutes over. Probably into like 1:01:11, maybe something like that. Maybe not. On that note, I am going to get off of here and let you know how much I appreciate everything that y'all do for us. So if you want to be a part of that, let me know. We'd love to have you. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Those who did watch us today, I appreciate you all. Those of you who see this later on, it's meant for you later on. Not a problem. I hope that those messages meant something to everybody. I hope that you all have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day. You stay dry if you're somewhere where it's wet. You stay warm if it's somewhere where it's cold. And that you just stay safe as we send a blessing out to each and every one of you on this holiday season. I love each and every one of you. And as we end all these lives, we're going to do what Heather John says, to do a little peace, a little love, and a little feast. And as always, y'all stay elevated. I am Tammy. And until next time, I love you. Peace.